Hi, Mike Erlog here, back pain specialist for over 22 years, helping those 30 and older get rid of their back pain issues for good. Today, what I'd like to do is to talk to you about the 3 tips to get your back more flexible and free. Did you know that 80% of all Americans will suffer from back pain or are suffering from back pain right now? That's 80%. Can you believe that? I can, because I'm going to tell you right now, I suffer from back pain myself, and my wife has suffered from back pain. So I know exactly what you're feeling. I can understand because I know what that frustration is like. I know how it feels when you can't sleep through the night, when you get up out of bed and your back is just killing you, and it takes you 10-15 minutes just to get loosened up. When you have trouble bending over just to put on your socks and shoes or even tie your shoes. You have trouble putting on your pants. What it's like when you can't go to work because your back is hurting too much. Or worse yet, you can't go to your son or your daughter's baseball or softball game because you can't sit in the bleachers because there's too much pain. You can't stand for more than 5 minutes, which limits your ability to go grocery shopping, go shopping with your family or your wife, or just do your yard work and housework and just live the life on your terms. I know because I've been there. You know, if back pain is so prevalent, why can't our medical system today fix it? And the reason is basically because conventional treatments, they just don't work, or if they do, they only work for the short term. And I'm talking about medications, injections, massage, chiropractic care, basic stretches, ultrasound, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, all of those, even hot packs and cold packs, all of those treatments, they only provide short-term relief. They don't get to the root cause of the problem. And you know, that root cause is the imbalances in your body. Now, your back just didn't one day decide to all of a sudden, the discs didn't decide to just herniate one day. They didn't decide just to degenerate. It didn't decide to develop arthritis and develop spondylolysis or spinal stenosis. You see, those things, those diagnoses are labels which describe the symptoms that you're having, okay? And that comes directly from the imbalances that are present in your hips and in your hip flexors and your gluteal muscles. So what I'm specifically talking about is the imbalances that occur. The first are your hip flexors. So your hip flexors, they start right on the front of the spine and off these little side processes here, and then those muscles come down and they actually hook in with another group here in your pelvis, and then it comes through the front and attaches to the front of your thigh or your femur, okay? And then their job is to bring your leg up or help you bend forward. Now, what happens is these muscles become hypertonic and they become spasmed. So literally, it's like those muscles just start pulling. If you can imagine, you know, grabbing the front of the spine and just pulling it forward. You see, what then happens is on the back side is it pulls forward, it jams all of those joints together. Now that creates a lot of wear and tear. That creates compression. That compression leads to degeneration of the discs, degeneration of the spine, early arthritis, all of those things which create the pain that you're having. Then that tightness or hypertonicity of those hip flexors causes the gluteal muscles to shut down. So your gluteal muscles start to get very weak. In addition, you start developing, because of that lack of mobility, the hip joints don't move like they should. When those hip joints become tight, again, all of that leads to more compression on the spine and more wear and tear. Now, you know, this is a lot like the front end of your car, all right? So you can think of your discs and your spine kind of like the tires, okay? So if you need a new pair of tires because they're worn out, you put a new pair of tires on the car, and if you don't align the front end, your tires are going to wear out very, very quickly. You see, it's the same thing with your spine. If the problem's with the discs, and you go in there surgically and you trim out the bad part of the disc, but you don't balance out the hip flexors, the glutes, the back, and the hips, guess what? The other discs are going to reherniate. You're going to be right back to where you were. You can inject medicine into those joints. You're just putting a Band-Aid on it. You're not fixing the problem. You're not fixing the imbalances that is causing the issue. You're not aligning the front end. Now, why do these imbalances occur? Well, they occur for a lot of reasons. One is all of the sitting that we do in our lives, okay? You may have a job where you're standing a lot, but you still sit when you get home. The driving that we do, we're in the car a lot more often. Technology has made our lives so much easier, but we're also so much more sedentary. And because of that, our hip flexors or the psoas muscle really gets super tight, all right? Creates that spasm and that pull and pulls on the spine. Repetitive movements, repetitive job tasks, all of those things using the same joints, the same movements over and over again develops the tightness pattern, which then leads to weakness, which then creates the pain, irritation, and inflammation in the spine. Also, past trauma, if you've been in an accident and you never fully recovered, you create compensatory movements which place increased stress on the spine by not using the muscular system properly. So, what do you do about it? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is I wanted to go over the 3 tips. And tip number 1 is sleep. Okay? Sleep. You have got to get 8 hours of sleep a night. This is critical. More and more research is finding out that we are not getting enough sleep. Now, that's important because your body moves through different sleep stages or sleep cycles. And the one that's really important is what's called REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. Now, rapid eye movement is the stage of sleep where your body produces growth hormone and does all of its repair process. You don't get into the REM sleep until you've been asleep for about 90 minutes. Lasts for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then your sleep cycle starts all over again. However, if you're not sleeping through the night, if your sleep is interrupted, it shortens the REM time or it reduces the number of REM cycles that you're able to achieve, which then lowers the healing capability. Your body can't decrease the inflammation, it can't heal, and then hence you have more pain. So how do you get more sleep? Well, the first thing is you have to look at the surface that you're sleeping on, okay? So I want you to go home and I want you to take everything off your bed, sheets, covers, everything, and look at the bed. Stand back and just look at the mattress. And if you see where your body indentation is, there's a good chance you need a new mattress. In fact, if your mattress is more than 5 years old, you will probably need a new one. So look at the quality of the mattress that you're on. If you see the indentation of your body, consider a new mattress. You know, you spend 1/3 of your life in bed asleep. So you want to be on a surface which is very good quality and provides a lot of support for you. I don't necessarily recommend one mattress over the other. There's a lot of good ones out there. I will tell you the one that I use that's made a very significant difference for me in my life with my back pain issue has been the Nectar mattress. And you can check them out at nectarsleep.com. It's a very, very good memory foam type mattress, and I've been very, very happy with it. But when you look at a mattress, you want to be laying, when you're laying on it, whether you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, is you want your spine to be supported. So you want equal support through all areas of the spine. When you lay down, you naturally have a curve in your back. You want that mattress to fill in and support that. You want it to be supported through the upper back and through the neck. If you're a side sleeper, you want that to where your spine and the head and the pelvis and everything is in a straight line. So you want all that supported. A lot of times you want to put a pillow between your knees as well. Most important is make sure you establish good sleep habits, okay? Now what I mean by that is you're striving for 8 hours of sleep a night. Go to sleep at the same time every night. 1 hour before you go to sleep, turn off all the electronics. Stop watching TV, stop messing around on the phone, shut electronics down so your brain can start to shut down. That's very, very important. Limit the caffeine. Don't drink any caffeine after 6 o'clock at night. Okay? Go to sleep at the same time and really focus on getting that 8 hours of sleep. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Tip number 2 is meditate. Okay? Meditation is extremely important. I've been meditating now for about 2 years, and it has had such a positive impact on my life and the back pain situation that I was in. Meditation improves your breathing, it decreases the pain, it improves your mental state. Meditation helps you tap in and activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So there's two portions of the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic, parasympathetic. You want to tap into the parasympathetic, activate that. That's the side of the nervous system which slows the breathing, decreases the heart rate, lowers the blood pressure, and overall decreases cortisol levels within your body and allows your body to heal. You should focus on trying to meditate at least 10 minutes once a day. Ideally, if you can meditate first thing up when you get up in the morning. It also helps to meditate just before you go to bed. That helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system and prepares your body for sleep. There's a lot of good sleep meditation apps out there. I would highly recommend Headspace, and another one is Simple Habit. Both of those are really good meditation apps. They're guided meditations, and it will change your life. Tip number 3. Now, we talked about the imbalances. So the imbalances are, we've got to stretch your hip flexors. So the way you do this is you stand next to maybe a countertop or a table, and you put one leg in front of the other. Now, what I want you to do here is I want you to gently lunge forward. Keep your back leg straight and bend your front leg. Keep your body upright, and then I want you to tighten your glute muscles. So the old rear end, the butt muscles, really tighten those good. And as you just contract them and tighten them up. Now that'll help tip your pelvis back, which will give you a good stretch right in through those hip flexors. If you don't feel much of a stretch, you can lunge forward a little more. You can add a little back lean. And once you get to that medium stretch into the front of the hip, hold that for 10 seconds. So you're just going to count to 10. And once you count to 10, you let off. And then you do that again. Lunge forward, squeeze the gluteal muscles or squeeze the buttocks, tighten them. And then lean back a little bit, stretch the front of the hip. 10 seconds, relax, do that 3 times. Then switch out and do the same thing on the other side. We want to be balanced out between both sides. That, as you activate your glutes, that will help shut off your hip flexors, allow you to get a better stretch, reducing the compression on the lumbar spine. You should do this 1 to 2 times a day. Very important, getting those hip flexors. Okay? The next thing is, we talked about, it's all about the gluteal muscles. It's all about the butt. We need to really work on strengthening your glute muscles. And one of the best ways to do that, we're just going to move our little friend over here, is to lay down either on your floor or you can lay on your bed. I'll use our table here. At home, the floor is probably the best place to do this because it's more firm. But you're going to lay down. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to put your arms at your side and you're going to push down against the table. So as you push down, that's going to activate your back muscles. And then what you're going to do is kind of dig with your heels and lift your hips up until you perform a bridge. So we're going to do a glute bridge. Then from here, you tighten the gluteal muscles. So you squeeze the buttocks together and you hold for 3 seconds. And then you come back down. And then you press with the hands, you push up, you squeeze the glutes at the top, which is also going to stretch your hip flexors at the same time. Hold 3 seconds, come down, and again, do that again. Bridge up, squeeze the glutes, push down with the arms, hold for 3 seconds, and come down. You should work on 15 repetitions to start, and then build that up to 30, okay? So if you can do 30 repetitions once a day, that'll be really a good place to start. So we talked about the 3 tips to get your back more flexible and free. And tip number 1 was sleep. Make sure you get 8 hours of sleep a night. Look at your mattress. Consider getting a new one. Shut your electronics off an hour before you go to sleep. Make sure you develop good sleep habits. Limit your caffeine intake. Tip number 2, meditate. Use a guided meditation app at least once a day, but ideally twice a day, morning and night, 10 minutes each. It will make a huge difference. And then number 3 is stretch your hip flexors, strengthen your glutes with the standing hip flexor stretch, and the glute bridge. Both of those are really, really effective. There you have it. So that's the 3 tips on how to get your back more flexible and free. If you have any questions, you can reach me at my email, which is mike@flex-pt.com. Again, that's mike@flex-pt.com. I look forward to any questions or concerns or comments that you might have. And if this video was helpful for you, or if it meant anything to you at all, please share this with your family and friends. I guarantee they'll get a benefit out of it too. Until next time, I'll see you later.